Hey, what's up YouTube? It's King Vita here, and I'm back with another review. And today I'll be reviewing the RX-78-2 Gundam from Gundam Universe. So there is RX-78-2 Gundam, or GU-01 for short. That's his code name, I guess. So, we'll take a quick look at the packaging before anything. Move this over here. Excuse me. So over here you have RX-78-2 Gundam shooting his rifle, looking all really cool, actually. This is by Bandai and Tamashii Nations, and this is Tamashii Nations quality with a sticker to prove it as well. On the side, you say RX-78-2 Gundam. You have Gundam Universe GU-01. On the back, you have your obligatory product shot. And look out for these as well. They have more of these Gundams here. Unicorn Gundam and Wing Gundam, which I've already reviewed on the channel. And you have more information. Find out more about Gundam at gundam.info. www.gundam.info. Scan the code to learn more. Look for more figures coming soon. Bluefin, Bandai Namco, caution, do not eat anything in this box. Be very careful with children younger than 15 years old and stuff. And over here you have a bio up here if you want to read that. Beginning in 1979, the universe of Gundam spans over 4 decades with many diverse tales of war in space and on Earth fought with giant robotic weapons called mobile suits. Gundam Universe commemorates this history with 6-inch scale articulated action figures. And there's the Gundam here with a battle pose and his gun and his shield right there. And you could do this and that and all that stuff. And on this side you have Gundam as well, GU-01, and that's pretty much it for the packaging, and there's nothing else to talk about. Get out of here. So here is Gundam RX-78-2. Looking really spiffy. Really cool. I really like these Gundam toys. Hopefully you guys could see that. I hope my background isn't too, white to clash with this figure. So let's get a closer look at him here. Starting from the legs. Got his feet painted in red, as well as his thrusters. His thrusters are just molded in. They're molded in plastic here. Got his waist. His arms, his fists, got his chest decked out in blue here and yellow vents. Also got more of those thrusters on his back. As well as his head right there. So he is a very, very nice looking figure. And I'll be honest, I haven't really reviewed a Gundam in a while, so I'm glad I stumbled across this guy. Very nice. Size comparison, or as big as this guy is, he stands about 6 inches. Yeah, 6 inches. Pretty decent size for a Gundam figure. that's pretty much it. He's a regular plain old Gundam, how he looks. Articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint. Can look up that far. Can look down that far. Not much. Arms could do a full 360. They could go outward that far. They have double jointed elbows right here. Wrist swivel. Wrist is on a ball joint. So you could swivel. You could do anything ball joint can do. You could do this as well. Let's see. Waist movement. No waist movement. You actually do not have a waist movement, but you do have an ab movement. Ab crunch. Like this. Not that much. And back. Pretty far. So he does not have a waist movement, but the articulation on his chest makes up for that. Legs could go outward, forward that far, can go back that far. And of course, his waist section moves to accommodate. Excuse me. Moves to accommodate. Can go outward that far. Double jointed knees. Toe pivot, foot can pivot up and back, and he does have ankle movement side to side, like so. And this moves as well. This shin guard moves to accommodate his foot. So he has, for a Gundam, it's not bad. For a Gundam, he has quite a bit of articulation. And I really like it. I really like it. I really do. And I do like his color scheme. Very nice color scheme. Just the way RX-78 should look. White, yellow, and blue. Very nice. And red as well. White, yellow, blue, and red. Come on, stand. Stand. Come on. There you go. Now, how big is this figure? He stands at about, I think I mentioned this, but if not, 6, super close to 6.5. Super close to 6.5. And that's counting the horns on his head. Now, one thing I noticed on the horns, they painted his entire head white. And I believe that's a mistake. That's an actual mistake on the people who made on Tamashii Nations, because could be wrong, but I had to look at the anime. But I'm pretty sure the horns on his head are yellow. They're golden right here. They aren't white like the rest of his helmet. Oh, I could be wrong on that. I forgot. But that could just be me. One cool thing that I enjoy, well, among a lot of cool things about this figure, is the fact that they molded in so much detail on the white. And on the blue as well. Like, for example, if you look right here, these are, his vents are decked out in black. Right here. There you go. The vents right here on the side of his face, as well as here, they're painted in black, as well as his eyes are decked out in yellow. I don't know if you could see that. But yeah, they're definitely decked out in yellow, as well as little molds here and there, like right here on the blue. There's a vent here. It's not really a vent. It's molded in plastic. Here as well. I guess it's where the metal is connected to itself. This line here that goes across his shoulder and his gear right here, the little circle, which allows him to, you know, move back and forth, move his forearm back and forth as if though he was a real robot. Again, really nice touches like those make this figure what it is. I mean, they do Gundams right. They definitely do Gundam right. As well as his fists. He comes with a pair of closed fists, and they're painted in gray. And like I said, these are on a ball joint, so, you know, you can move them, you can rock them back and forth. They're on a pretty tight ball joint, so they're not going anywhere. As well as his rocket packs. You know what? I'm wondering, is this removable? Yeah, his rocket pack is completely molded in. Let's see if I can remove this. Apparently you can't. No, you can't. I don't think you can. Maybe you can, but it's really tight. It's really, really tight in there. I don't want to break it, so I'm just going to leave this how it is. It looks nice like that. Now, for accessories, he comes with a lot of accessories. This guy is loaded with accessories. A lot of stuff for this guy. So the first thing we're going to take a look at are his extra hands. He comes with a pair of open hands. Wielding hands, I guess. These are his fisted hands. Right here. And his open hands look like this. This is an... Ooh. This is... There's a lot of stuff in here. Hold on. I'll be... There you go. What happened here? There's a lot of dirt on this plastic. Wow. This is the first time that's actually ever happened, folks. First time this has actually ever happened. There you go. That seems to be good. Okay. So he comes with a pair of, well, set of hands. And this one looks to be holding a gun of some sort with the trigger finger right here. This is gun wielding hand. As well as this other hand here. Holding, I guess, a sword, a shield, something. We'll find out. And the way these are, as I mentioned, the way these are placed are on ball joints. So, to give him the accessories he needs, you just switch out his hands. Because that's the only way he's able to hold his accessories. So, surprisingly, that popped off very simply. Most of these Gundams are very hard, very, very difficult to remove hands, just simply because of the stiff ball joints that they have, they're built with. But this guy doesn't have any problems removing on and off. There you go. This one's a little loose. This one's a little loose here. But it's pretty good. It does the job. It doesn't fall over or anything. Okay. So the first accessory, now that he has his hands, his second set of hands on, we're going to start taking a look at his accessories. So So the first accessory we're going to take a look at is his battle rifle. This thing right here. This is his battle rifle. And it's painted in gray. It's painted in gray. Not much to it. Although I do like that yellow, that's not yellow, that's actually painted gold. And I'm assuming that's, you know, that's the, what he uses to aim with. You know, the reticle, I believe that's called, the reticle. So that's pretty cool. And it's got a lot of molded in plastic on it as well. Yeah. This entire thing is one piece, I want to say. There you go. I want to see something. No, this is two pieces. That's so cool. Okay. So the reticle is, you're able to remove the reticle. And I forgot which way it was placed. I think it was like this. Yeah, it was like that. You're able to remove the reticle if you don't want it. You know, you can just keep it like that. And I think that in itself looks really good. That by itself looks amazing. But we're going to keep the reticle because we like being complete around here. There you go. Also, because it's on a hinge, a little rotating thing, what's cool is that you could put the reticle however you like. So you could have it just like this, or you could put the reticle to the side. It's your toy. Totally up to you. Totally up to you. Okay, now to place this on his hands, you want to use the hands that has the trigger finger. So he holds it by this one, not this one. And what you want to do is you want to just slide it on his hand. There you go. And there you have him holding his battle rifle. And that just looks really good in and of itself. I really like that. That is so cool. Now, I think it's called a Buster Rifle. I'm trying to remember my Gundam knowledge. Or is that Wing Gundam? I think Wing Gundam has a... I think Wing Gundam has the Buster Rifle. I don't know. I have no idea. Now, he can also, normally in the show, he actually has a shield that he uses with the gun as well. And the shield is right here. This is a shield. And it's actually painted in red with a yellow cross. And I guess this is for him to see through. See, there's a hole up here. And the way he holds it is with this. These two pieces are what you need to basically hold his shield. Excuse me. This big doohickey, whatchamacallit, is the handle. And this is what I'm assuming is to keep the shield in place. Now, how these work, I took a really long time to do this. This is really hard. But let's see if I can get this on camera. So how these work is you want to take this part here, this big handle, and you want to place this the shield has a plug that goes here. And this plug goes in a port here. See? There's the port, and the plug is right here. So you want to take this, and you want to... There you go. You'll hear it click into place. And now the way this works is you take RX-78 here, and you just feed this handle right here through his hand right here. Specifically this mid open palm here. There you go. And now this, to keep it in place, there's a... Hold it. Let me take this off, because there is one thing that... Oh, his arm. Get your hand back on. This right here, I almost forgot to mention. There's a little peg right here, and this will tab into the side of his forearm right here. Right there. So let's see if I can get this, see if I can get this on him. So here we go. There you go. And kind of just push that on his forearm like so. And voila! There you have Gundam RX-78. Ready to fight. And he looks really good. I really like the way they thought this through. I mean, he looks like he does on the show. He looks like he does in games. He's Gundam RX-78 with his sword and shield. Very cool. Also, I believe his pilot's name is Amuro Ray. If I know my Gundam history, if I know my Gundam knowledge, hopefully it doesn't fail me. But his pilot is Amuro Ray. And man, dude, RX-78 is amazing. This Gundam is probably the first Gundam I ever fell in love with, to be honest. That got me in a love for giant robots besides Transformers. This is awesome. Now, you could have him in this configuration, which is what he normally does when he's flying in space and stuff. He has his shield, and he has his Buster rifle. Or you have another option. And he does come with... You could keep this hand on, or this one. But what he does come with are these. What are these? These are his beam saber, not to be confused with lightsaber from Star Wars. But these two sabers is what he uses to attack with when he's using his swords. Now, how these work is they have a peg right here on the tail end of the saber. Right there. If I could... See? There's one. And there's two. Now, where these two peg in are... into these right here. Stop moving. There you go. They peg into these, and these are the handles for each saber. right there. So, what you want to do is the holes are, for each of them, are right here on this side. So what you do is you take one and you just put it into this. There you go. And it does look like it's beaming out of the handle. That is really cool. That is an amazing attention to detail that they did. I love it, for sure. Same thing with this one. Right there. That is very nice. So these are his beam sabers. Now, excuse me, scratching my nose. What you can do with these, you could use either or. They're both the same. But what you can do with these is you can take his shield off, or his... You know what? We're going to keep a shield on. We're going to keep a shield on. We're going to take his gun off. He could use either hand. They both have open. They're both open. Like this, so they can hold pretty much anything. So you could take the saber and just slide it like so onto this hand right here. There. And he's wielding his saber. This one or this one. Again, they're both the same. Very cool. And this is another very nice configuration that you could have him in. I mean, in the show and in the games, he also uses the saber while he's holding a shield. So I think that looks really good. That is an amazing, amazing level of detail. You know, attention to detail and stuff. So that's cool. Also, another thing, if you want to do this, you can. Remove this. Give him his gun back. Like this, like so. Right? If you want to give him the sabers, but you don't want him to lose his battle rifle, or buster rifle, that's what they call it, a buster rifle. What you can do is you can store these. They actually thought of a way to store these on him, which is really cool. So how to store these? Well, what you want to do is you want to take the beam and just remove it. There you go. Move these to the side. You don't need those. Take both the sabers, turn him around, and there are actually ports on his back right here. On his jetpack right here and there. So what you can do is you can take either or, doesn't matter, and plug him in through this side here. Through this. Just take this, turn it around, like so, so that the little tiny peg is sticking out, and the big peg just plops right in there. Now, you can take this and place it on either or. They're both the same size, so really doesn't matter. There. You take this. And there you go. Wedge it in there. That's better. So there you go. You have storage for his beam sabers when he's not using them, and he's basically using them. He's attacking using his Buster rifle, or his rifle in general. I'm not really sure what it's called, but yeah, he's using his rifle, and when he's not using his beam saber, his lightsaber, whatever you want to call him, they're stored on his back. They thought of everything. I like that they thought of that. That is an amazing attention to detail. You know, they could have gone with the tried and, excuse me, they could have gone with the tried and horrible, not tried and true, tried and horrible idea that they've always had, where they give you the weapon, they give you another weapon, but while a character, a toy, or what have you, is using a weapon, there's no way to store the other weapon. So I thought that was clever. I thought that was genius. You know, like they thought of everything. They actually did think to store the weapon, the swords. They were like, hey, you know what? Kids are going to be playing with this. So what are we going to do? Or, you know, adult collectors are going to be using this. You know, they're going to be storing this somewhere. But what are we going to do to give them more authenticity or more legitimateness? Legitimize, I can't speak. Legitimize our product to make it better than expected. Well, why don't we give them storage? You know, we gave him weapons. We gave him 2 types of weapons. While he's using one, why not store the others? And that's what they did. You could store his beam sabers while he's not using them on his jetpack. And that is very clever. That is very, very clever. Awesome, awesome idea by Bandai. I love it. And it really gives him a very nice aesthetic to what he should look like. Also, I do like the subtle touches that they gave him outside of the, you know, as I mentioned, outside of the vents, they gave him the V logo. You know, that those 2 little pointy things on his head. Also, be very careful with these because they're pointy and they could break off. You know, these things could break like nothing. You know, be very careful with these. If you're collecting Gundams, you might want to be careful with your Gundams. You know, I actually own 3 Gundams. I own 3 Gundams, and yeah. Be on the lookout for my next review. It's definitely going to be another Gundam. Soon. But, yeah, I have 3 Gundams, and, man, like, I love collecting giant robots. As a child, I've always loved giant robots. You know, Japanese culture, Japanese anime is insane, and they're the ones that got me into giant robots. So, it's amazing. But, yeah, if you have Gundams, keep in mind that they have, like, really soft parts, like the head. These things will break off, super simple. Or you could, when you're grabbing it, make sure you don't grab him too rough, or otherwise you'll run the risk of jabbing one of these into your finger. And that's not pleasant. That is not pleasant at all. At all. But yeah, I think that pretty much, there's not much else to talk about this guy. On to size comparison, I guess. Right here. So, size comparison. We will do little Bumblebee here. But you can see how big he is next to this Bumblebee here. Show you how big he is next to War Greymon. Look forward, please. There you go. Here he is next to a 3D printed Umbreon I just did because why not? I do 3D prints now. Here he is next to this guy right here. His partner in crime, even though I don't think they're from the exact same anime. No, they're not. This is from Gundam Wing. This is from Mobile Suit Gundam. Just Mobile Suit Gundam. 0090 something. I don't know. But still, they're both Gundams. Here he is next to Spider-Gwen. Eat. All right, okay. And here he is next to... Look. Stop moving. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Refractor. There you go. Happy now? You're in the video. So you can see a bit of size comparison, how big this guy really is. No. No, 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 no. I knew you were going to do that. Come here, Refractor. Let go. There. No, you can't be in the video. You cannot be in the video. You're gonna get a review. First off, you already got a review. Second, you're always in my videos. You want to do cards? We'll do cards, just not when I'm reviewing toys. Back. Trust me, you'll get your chance. You always do. So there is Gundam RX-78. I think you should totally get this figure. I really enjoy it because, I mean, I love Mobile Suit Gundam. And as many Gundams as I could possibly get, yes, please. I love collecting these. I love giant robots. I love Japanese anime. And if you like either or, I think Gundam should definitely be on your list of toys you want to collect. If you like RX-78, go for it. If you like Amuro Ray, which is the pilot for RX-78, sure, get RX-78. One of the greatest animes, at least in my opinion, having to do with giant robots, having to do with people protecting Earth using the equipment they get from space colonies. You know, it's just an overall amazing anime. And if you could find the figures for them, the Gundam figures, by all means, buy them. Because you will not regret these. You will not regret these at all. If you're going to use these for playing, keep in mind that these toys do not hurt you. They're not dangerous. But just try to stay away from these pointy things on his head. That's the only thing that I see dangerous in this toy. These pointy little things. Also, these right here. The beam sabers right here. These could cause some damage, even though they're flexible. So, but still, they're pretty jabby. So be very careful with these. But other than that, other than those and these things on his head, that's pretty much it. Nothing else to it. Pretty simple silhouette. And if you like Gundam, if you like RX-78, and if Amuro Ray's your favorite Gundam pilot, by all means get this guy, for sure. So, that's pretty much it. So there is Gundam, grab the box. There is the Gundam Universe RX-78-2 Gundam by Bandai. And this King Vito saying, laters.